welcome to my channel. Um, I think this is going to be my first bookish type of video on this channel. I feel like this channel has gone through a lot with me. Um, this channel used to be a beauty channel and then a vlog channel and a family channel. It's gone through a lot of different things with me. But now we are a booktube channel, and you guys, it has been a journey, okay? If you follow me on TikTok, then you know that I have been on there for a little bit over a year now, and um, I'm just kind of bored with it. So I'm deciding to like move over my content to YouTube and maybe make some YouTube friends, stuff like that. I don't know. Also, ignore what's happening with my hair. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just not, I'm just not having a good hair day. But anyways, today's first video is going to be a book haul, and I figured a book haul would be the perfect first video to add to my channel or to put onto my channel, just because I feel like book hauls, one, I love watching book hauls. I think they're fun, and it's just fun to see what people are reading and what people are into and that sort of thing. And to see what kind of taste people are into. You know, I am a very big romance girl. Hold on a second, I'm trying to take this off. Okay. I am a very big romance girly. I tend to just read a lot of romance, whether that's dark romance, light and fluffy romance, rom-coms, taboo romances, things of that sort. And I also read a lot of like thrillers. I haven't come across a lot of horror books, but I've read quite a bit of thriller books, and those two are my jam. I love reading thrillers and romances. I have tried to read fantasy quite a few times, and it's just not my thing. So yeah, so a lot of these books you see here are books that I have accumulated over the last maybe month or so. Some of them were also gifted to me. Some of them are from a subscription box. And yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it because I don't want this video to be super duper long. I don't want to have to edit so much. But yeah, let's jump right into it. So we're gonna start off with the one book that I have read within all of these books. I don't even know how I want to say there's at least like 20 books here, but this is the first book out of all the books that I have accumulated over the past month that I have only read, and that is called Ward by Margot Scott. This book, if you like taboo romances, forbidden romances, this is a book that you will like. It's a short read as well. It's like less than 300 pages. This is a step niece and step uncle taboo romance. So yeah, if that is your cup of tea, I think you would really enjoy this. I definitely love their relationship and their dynamic and the plot and everything of that sort. Like, it was really interesting, really fun to read. And yeah, I think I binged this. If I didn't have like responsibilities, I probably would have been able to binge this in a day, but I read it within like a day and a half. So that tells you a lot. All right, jumping into books now that I have not read yet or picked up or anything. I am kind of a little bit in a book slump, and honestly, I'm just letting it ride out. I haven't tried to pick up anything. I'm just letting my body and my mind do whatever it wants to do. And when my brain says, hey, it's time to pick up a book, I will pick up a book. But as of right now, that's not where we're at. So we're just taking it day by day. So we're gonna let's jump into, what pile do I want to start? Let's start with this pile here. So next book I have is Promise Me Not, which I had pre-ordered a while ago, and obviously I got the book. I did read Say You Swear, and it's one of my favorites, and I just love Megan Brandy, her writing. A lot of people do not like her writing. They think it's like childish, but like, I enjoy it. I like it. I like her romances. I think that they're fun and they're interesting and they're fast paced. Doesn't take a lot of brain power, and a lot of her romances, they all kind of have the same found family in them. Like, you will see people of other books in a lot of her books and stuff like that, which I love. So yeah, I did pick up this one, and then I did pick up these two by Elsie Silver. I picked up Wild Love, and I picked up Wild Eyes. I have heard so many good things about Elsie Silver. I have only read one other cowboy book, which is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. That is the only cowboy romance I have read, and I hear so many people talk about Elsie Silver and her cowboy romances. But I am one of those people where, like, if a book is super overhyped, I will not jump into it right away because then I always get let down. I like to wait for like the fire to kind of, distinguish a little bit, extinguish a little bit, before I jump into the books, just so that I can get my own feel around the novel itself and don't feel like I'm having all of these people's thoughts in my brain, if that makes sense. So I did pick up these finally, and I also do have the third book pre-ordered. I know it's a toxic trait of us to like buy books of series that we haven't even read yet, because I don't know. I don't know why we do it. We just do. Like, it's a bad habit, but it's there. It exists. And then I also did pick up these two books as well. I'm going to also finish collecting the series, even though I haven't read them yet, just because I don't know. I want to. But I got Flawless and I got Heartless. Again, Elsie Silver. And then I did get the Ravenhood series. I did read Flock, and it was amazing. I loved it. This is also another series where I feel like people either love it or hate it. And I feel like if you hate book one, you have to read them all. I haven't read the other two, but I feel like the way that book one leaves off, you have to read the rest to, like, really get the full feel effect of this series. Like, sometimes the first books is just to kind of like build up the rest of the series, and I feel like that's what this book did. Even though I still loved it, I was upset with how it ended, and I don't plan on reading the second one anytime soon because I hear how much of a heartbreak it is for people who absolutely love the series, and I am not ready to cry. I don't know about y'all, but every time I see these highlighted in like people's TikToks, like people are talking about them, or I see any kind of videos that talk about the Ravenhood series, I will skip it because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to. It's just not. It's not in my forefront brain right now that I want to think about, because I literally like get emotional every time I hear the songs that are associated with this series. It's bad. So I know I'm going to love this series down, even though I haven't read part 2 or part 3, just by how I get, like, my heart physically feels every time I see videos with the music that is like associated with this series. I don't know, it's weird. But obviously, if you don't know what they look like, here's Flock, here's Exodus, and The Finish Line. I just received this one like 2 days ago. So yeah, and I read this one on my Kindle, and I immediately knew that I was going to have to get the entire series. All right, and then we have two by LJ Shen. She is also another author that I haven't read any of her books, but I know that I feel like I know I will love her books anyway. So I have Truly Madly Deeply by obviously LJ Shen, and I have Beautiful Graves. And this one I also have book 2 pre-ordered. Again, haven't even read it, but I just feel like I'm going to love it. And the second book, there's 2 different covers for it, and I didn't realize I pre-ordered both covers. So it is what it is, but I love the blue sprayed edges. I love the pink and the blue, like, or the purple, pink, blue kind of look to it. I think it's super pretty. And yeah, those are the ones I got by her. And then I also have these 2 by Jennifer Hartman. This one I read on my Kindle, and I absolutely loved it. This is a age gap forbidden romance. Again, one of my favorite all-time favorite tropes. And I decided to just get the physical copy because I needed it as a trophy. And then I also got June 1st, which I also heard is a forbidden age gap romance as well. And yeah, so I'm going to get anything that has an age gap that is forbidden. Like, I'm going to get that book just because that's just the kind of sick person I am. So I have those 2 by her. And then I have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver, which I already have. You can't see it here, but I have Butcher and Blackbird. And because I am in a slump, I stopped reading and I put it on pause. I didn't DNF it because I still want to read it. I was thoroughly enjoying it, but like I was reading so many different books and I felt like that was putting me in a slump as well. And yeah, so right now I'm not reading anything, but a great friend on TikTok actually bought this for me. I won like a giveaway that she was doing, and I was the winner, so I won Leather and Lark, which is amazing because I think I have the third one pre-ordered as well. So yeah, I have that. And then let's see. I have this one by Magnolia. Nope. Laura Pavlov. This is the Magnolia Falls series. I believe there's like 6 of them or something like that within the series, and I think they can all be read as standalones. But I picked up Finding Haze because I saw a lot of people raving about this one, and again, it's up my alley. I don't know if this is an age gap. Um, but I just know it's a trope that I do like when I was reading or watching people's videos, and I was like, yeah, have to have it. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of getting over that whole ick thing with like people on covers. Like they don't really disgust me as much as they used to, or like give me the ick as much as they used to. Like I feel like in my very beginning, like stages of reading, people on covers used to give me the major ick, and I just don't have that anymore. I don't know if that comes with age or just like it's not that deep. But yeah, I don't really find books with people on them as much of an ick. It really honestly depends how the picture looks. Like if it's like the ugliest thirst trap in the world, I probably will ignore it. But if it's something like this, which is really cute, it's simple, it's safe, it's not extra, it doesn't bother me. All right, and then next I have this one by L.A. Farrow. It's called Salt. I believe this is also another age gap. Forbidden romance. I believe it says Dad's best friends. Yeah, this is a very taboo type of romance, but again, it's up my alleyway. I love the cover. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I was drawn to the cover, which is one of the reasons why I got it. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. I feel like this is one of those books that I want to read first. I feel like I've been thinking about this one a lot, and I've been drawn, like my eyes have been drawn to this book more than any of the other books that are on my shelf right now. So I feel like this is going to be a book that I will pick up when I'm ready to read. But yeah, I have those. And then I have these two by QB Tyler. Now, if you are a trope lover like me, like the age gap forbidden romances, I swear to you, QB Tyler is the way to go. Like, she writes one of the best forbidden age gap romances ever. And I have two here. I have Our Little Secret and I have The Worst Kept Secret, and I believe these are part of a interconnected standalone. I believe there's like 3 or 4 of them in this series. I'm not quite sure, but I believe you can read them all separately. I don't think they have anything to do with each other. So yeah, I have these and I'm really excited to start these. Again, I don't mind the people on the covers. Like they're not too much. They're not super like ick. You know what I'm saying? It's just enough, if that makes sense. So I have that. And then I have these two. I've never heard of these books before or anything. I don't know about you guys, but on my Facebook page, I get a lot of like ads that are on there. Specifically book ads, and it'll show like a picture and then it'll have like a description of what the book is about, and when I click it, it'll take me to like Amazon, and it'll take me to like the book that I'm like obviously reading about. And this was one of those that were on there, and I hate that this is sticky. It pisses me off. I have to like figure out a way to get this stickiness off. When I got it in my package, it was like, I don't know if it got wet, but the stickiness from the Amazon package got stuck and it's super sticky. Now I have to figure out a way to get it out. But anyways, these were two of the books, or this was one of the books that was shown on that ad that I pulled up. And it's something that just sounded interesting to me. I don't know. I don't remember what it is about at the moment, obviously. But when I was looking at the ad, it was definitely something that was like interesting to me, and it obviously piqued my interest and stuff. And this is a three book series. I believe they're not standalones. I think you have to read book 1, 2, and 3. I believe that they're both, or they're all three kind of connected to each other in some way, somehow. I believe this is also, I could be wrong, but I think this is a love triangle, which is another one of my favorite tropes, believe it or not. But anyways, yeah. So there's three of them. I obviously have one and I have three, and I just need two. These were actually gifted to me by my husband. My husband's not really into the whole book thing, so he doesn't really know like how it goes. Like, he just buys the books for me. So I just need book 2, but this series I will not start until I have the entire series, because if they're all connected, I would want to read all of them in one shot, if that makes sense. Because I feel like if that is the case, they might end off on cliffhangers, and I hate liking a book that ends off on a cliffhanger and I can't just move on to the next book. So, but anyways, I have these. The covers are a little bit ick, but I feel like I can get past that if the story is great. So there's that. And then this was also a gift by my husband, and this is the Her Soul to Take. I believe this is book 1, yes, in the Souls trilogy by Harley LaRue. He did also get me this book, and I think there's 3 of them in the series, but I'm really excited to read this. I'm starting to get into my whole like dark romance era. I was very scared to dip my toes into that realm. I think the first like dark romance book that I read was Hooked by, I can't think of her name, but if you know, you know. I have her name somewhere on here. But that is the first book that was dark romance that I've read, and I don't consider that book dark romance at all. Maybe it's like dark themed. Maybe it is like dark romance, but like on the lighter end of the darker romance stuff. The darkest that I have read was Little Strangers by oh my god, I can't remember the name either. Again, I'll put the name here somewhere. My hair is just driving me nuts. Oh lord. But that was like the darkest that I've read. And then I've also read Haunting Adeline, which I honestly hated. I didn't think it was good at all. I think the only thing that was good about that book was the plot, and even then I wasn't even interested to keep reading. I just don't care enough to read the second book. But yeah, so I'm slowly diving into dark romance and, you know, trying to collect dark romance books that I'm really wanting to read. But that is one of them for sure that like I obviously want to get into. All right, moving on. And then I don't know if you guys are aware of a book subscription called Reveal Book Club. I think that's what it's called. It's like a pink box. I was subscribed to Book of the Month for a while, and I decided to put a pause on the subscription because honestly I wasn't, as you can see, I have a lot of Book of the Month books here, like a lot, and honestly I haven't really been reading them or picking them up. I mean, there are books that I do want to eventually read. They're just not books that I am currently picking up or like, you know, getting into or anything like that. So I put a pause on the subscription and decided to join another subscription to see how much I like it. And these are the books that I got from the subscription box. And the only thing that I absolutely like about the subscription service is the fact that when you sign up, you can pick the kind of tropes that you are specifically into. And this is all romance, okay? I don't believe there's any dark romance, but this is just light romance. So you have like you have Friends to Enemies, you'll have taboo, you have forbidden, you have one bed like there's just a bunch of different tropes that you can choose from, and depending on the tropes that you choose from are the books that are specifically targeted towards your taste. So out of all of the tropes that I have picked out, which I think I picked literally all of them, like I think you could pick billionaire romance, you could pick the list goes on, okay? These were the books that were chosen for me, and I am very pleased with the books. Besides this one, I'm not really sure how I feel about this one, but I know this one I feel pretty happy about because I feel like this is something that is more towards my cup of tea. But I got More Than Promises by Lauren Besson. I don't really know. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. But yeah, I got this one. This is like a billionaire romance, I'm assuming. And yeah, so I have this one. And then I have this one. It's called Midlife Gumbo, a Hoodoo, Texas novel by Reggie Dupree. Listen, I don't know what this book is going to be about. It sounds like it's a little bit like mystical, like fantasy-ish. I don't really know. Like, it's saying hoodoo. I'm thinking there's some witchiness in here. I don't know. I'm willing to give it a try, but who knows? Who knows? This was definitely not something that I expected. Um, but I think that's the greatness about like book subscriptions. It's just you never know what you're gonna get, for one, and for two, you get to experience new authors all the time, and I appreciate that, because sometimes I feel like we can get so sucked in with the same authors that like you don't get to give new authors a chance, and I love that subscription boxes do that, so we can get a little bit of an insight of, you know, what kind of author they are, what kind of books they write, if we like them, if we don't like them, X, Y, and Z. Anyways, we have a few more books to go. I told you this is going to be a long one. I have Chasing the Wild by Elliot Rose. I do want to get the second one as well. This is a age gap cowboy romance, which is why I picked it up. One, it is a cowboy romance, which I think I like cowboy romances. Even though I haven't read enough of them, I've read one book and I was obsessed with the cowboy romance feel, okay? On top of that, there's age gap in this. Okay, can I say more? Absolutely not. So I got this one and I'm really excited about it. The words are a little bit tiny, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm excited to read that. And then one of my favorite authors of all time, you guys. I don't hear enough people talk about this author. I don't hear a lot of people talk about her books. I don't hear a lot of talk about anything. I don't know if there's any controversy about this author. Honestly, I truly don't care. I care about the words that are written in these books and the way that she writes, and I love it. This was, I don't want to say this was my first age gap forbidden romance, but I feel like it was definitely the first that I became more obsessed with the theme or the trope. And it was definitely the first book that I read by this author that definitely became like an obsession with her. And I don't mean like unhealthy obsession, but just in one of those where I'm just like, I want to read her entire backlist. And so far, the books that I have read by her, I love and I'm obsessed with. And it's definitely books that I will be putting on my shelf at some point. And that is none other by Carrie Cole. When I tell you I love this author so freaking much, Torn. Listen, I read this book maybe the beginning of this year, and I still think about this book, this couple, this entire thing. I still think about it to this day. I read a book by her. I think it was called not No Tomorrow. It was called Don't Kiss the Bride. It's also by her. And the father to the FMC in this book shows up in that book, which was kind of cool. I love when books do that, where you kind of get like a little, I don't know what they call it, like an Easter egg kind of thing, or like a peekaboo type of thing. I don't know. I love when books do that. But you guys, this is one of my favorite freaking books. Okay, like Kenzie and Torin. I'm gonna do another book. I'm gonna do another book. I'm gonna do another video on books that I will definitely reread. Like books that I want to reread 100%. Like, there's a few books on my shelf that like I want to reread ASAP. And I feel like I want to do a video where I reread some of my favorite books to see if that helps me get out of a slump. Let me know if that's something you would like to see. I don't really know. But yeah, you guys, I love this book so much. It was definitely a book that I was like, you know what, when I'm ready to pull the plug on buying books, this will be one of those books that I will buy and put on my shelf as a trophy. All right, and then we are down to the last 5, you guys, and they're all in a series and they're all very heavy, but I got the entire Boys of Tommen series that is currently out at the moment. I have Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, and Taming 7. This was a series that I've been wanting to read for a very, very, very long time. And I have been holding off because I hear that it's such a trauma dump type of book. Like, there's just a lot of trauma that happens with these characters. And there's always just a time and a place for certain books like that. And I cannot read books that are so sad and traumatic if I'm not in that kind of space. Like, I have to be mentally prepared to dive deep into that kind of experience. And not that I'm ready yet, but I just wanted to have the books because, one, they're beautiful, and like, I just want them on my shelf. Like, I feel like these are books that I will love when I get around to them. And I love the floppiness of these. Like, come on, like, the floppiness I love. Again, it's one of those books where the writing, you guys, is so tiny. Why? Like, why are this is like font 1 if you were reading on a Kindle. Like, there should be no reason. That should be a crime. That should be a crime. Like, there should be a limit to the font that you use when you're writing in books, because there should be no reason. But I'm really excited to start these books as well and definitely dive into those. But yeah, you guys, that is pretty much it. That is my entire book haul. I don't know how many books that was. If you was counting, let me know in the comments. I mean, obviously I'll sit here and count them myself, but that is a lot of books. If you know me personally, or if you follow me on TikTok, you know that I have not bought in books in almost a year. And that's because I had a Kindle. So I felt like I was doing a lot of my reading on my Kindle. And the only books that I was actually receiving was like books from Book of the Month. And for me, that's not really buying a book. I mean, like, yeah, I'm spending like $20 a month for one book, but like, really, it's not books that I like really want. It's more of like what they're providing. So I don't feel like I'm buying anything that I really want. So this is the first time in almost a year, you guys, that I have pulled the plug and was like, you know what, I'm going to spoil myself. I think that looks decent. I'm going to spoil myself, and I'm going to buy myself books that I want, because I feel like if I'm taking care of my responsibilities and doing what I have to do, I have the right to buy things for myself, because I can, you know. And I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm a mom, so like, when I always think about things for myself, I get that mom guilt. So it's just, I've been holding off for a very long time, and now it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like pulling the plug, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna spoil myself. I'm gonna give myself some self-love. And if buying books is self-love for me, then it is what it is. But yeah, you guys, that is it for this video. This is almost a 30-minute video of me just sharing a book haul with you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching, and hopefully I can have some more videos out very soon. I'm going to hopefully look back at this footage and hopefully not need to edit as much, and fingers crossed that is the plan, and that is, like, you know, yeah. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and join the family. And yeah, I will catch you guys in another video.